Welcome back to the Marcus Allgood Show. I appreciate everybody listening and tuning in each week, and it just makes for a special time to be able to do this for everybody and getting this out to the listeners. Have you ever wondered how some people have always seemed to be the ones others rely on, respect, and cherish? What if you could be that person? Today we're diving into how you become indispensable by adding genuine value to the lives of those around you. And that's one thing I really strive to be. That's one of my goals, is to be able to add as much value as possible to every person that I come in contact with. Like, I want to be the person that changes your life, even like the smallest little bit. It doesn't have to be like this grand eye opening, like, oh my gosh, he said this and now I'm enlightened, anything like that, but just something small enough that can tweak your trajectory just a little bit, like other people have done in my life. For me, is what I want to pass on to other people. And this is kind of like how we can get into that today. Today we're going to dive into a transformative concept that can elevate both your personal and professional life, adding value. But what does it really mean to add value? Simply put, adding value involves making a contribution that significantly enhances the lives of others, whether it's through offering support, sharing knowledge, improving systems, or just making someone's day a little brighter. I really like to just saying hi can make somebody's day brighter. Just waving at them, smiling at them, all sorts of different things. You never know what that person on the other side's going through. And they could be saying, if somebody doesn't smile at me today, that's it. That's all. I'm ending it. Hopefully not, but you never know what's going to happen. So why does this matter? When you focus on adding value, you shift from your mindset of taking to giving. This doesn't just benefit others, it enriches your own life too. In professional contexts, adding value can set you apart from competitors and colleagues by showcasing your initiative, foresight, and dedication. It builds trust and respect, which are foundational to successful career and businesses. In personal relationships, consistently adding value strengthens bonds. It shows that you care and are invested in the welfare and happiness of others, which in turn fosters deeper connections and more meaningful interactions. As a professional standpoint, I really think adding value to anybody you come in contact with, whether it be for your own benefit or their benefit, but just getting out there and asking people about it. Like, I've gotten in a lot of good places, and I'll tell a little story later on, but I've gotten in a lot of good places, built a lot of relationships just by asking, what can I do to help you? Which is super important in all aspects, in your personal and your business level. So understanding and implementing this concept can truly transform how you interact with the world. It turns everyday interactions into opportunities for positive impact and leads to a more fulfilling and purposeful, driven life. So let's explore how we can all start by adding more value into everyday life. So adding value can be emotional, practical, educational, or even inspirational. It's all about making a positive impact in someone's life through what you provide or how you act. It doesn't matter how big or how profound it is. Like I said earlier in this podcast, it's about just making that small little improvement, or giving that little smile. Like, anything that's going to add a little bit of value, just that little tiny bit can go a long way. It can change the whole trajectory of your whole life. Like Ed Milet says, the power of one more opportunity, one more person to talk to. On cold calls, you're just making the call. You get no. It just takes that one more time to get that caller to say yes. So think about that. Like, anytime, make in every interaction positive and inspirational that you try and talk to each person. So we're going to talk about. Let's go back, or think about a time in your life where you had somebody come up to you and add value to your life, whether you asked for it or they asked for it, or whether you wanted it. It could have been a teacher, your FFA teacher, your school teacher, college professor. It could be your mom. It could be your dad, your best friend. It could just be the random person on the street that said something to you, like, why don't you quit smoking? Smoking's bad for you. It could be anything out there. Think about that, and think about how it made you feel. And did it change your life in the smallest little bit? Did it change a lot? Did it change a little bit? let me know. Like if you could send it to ggmarcus at Yahoo. I would love to hear about it. I know I have plenty of different stories about just small interactions that people have all the time with me, especially growing up. My FFA teacher had probably the biggest impact on me way back in the day. All right, so let's discover how to add value. That's what a lot of people don't know what to do. They're like, "Yeah, Marcus, I understand. Like, I want to add value, but how do I add value to these people that already, in my mind, already have everything? How do I add value to that person? How do I add value to Alex Hormozy, or how do I add value to, I don't know, Donald Trump? Anybody out there that you think that is in a better position than you, or do you think that knows more?" And the thing is that you don't know what that person knows. You might think that they know everything, but they probably don't know everything. You probably do know something about something, maybe HVAC. I don't know, something that they don't know that could actually help them. And you just have to ask some questions and figure out what you could do to help them. This could be through direct questions, observation, or even just feedback that you get from them. But asking questions is going to be the main thing. So assessing the needs and wants of others is a critical first step in effectively adding value to their lives. This process involves actively listening and observing to understand what people truly require or desire, whether in a professional setting or personal relationships. Here's why it's important and how you can go about doing it. Number 1, ensures relevance. By understanding what others need or want, you can ensure that your contributions are relevant and beneficial. This avoids the common pitfall of assuming what others might find valuable, which can lead to misdirected efforts that fail to make a meaningful impact. Kind of what I just talked about. Just because you already know it doesn't mean that other person knows about it. But by making sure it's relevant by asking questions is really going to help you out. Number 2, builds empathy. Taking the time to assess others' needs shows that you care about the circumstances and challenges. This empathy not only strengthens relationships, but also enhances your ability to communicate effectively and tailor your approach to meet their needs, specific situations, and their needs. Empathy is, some people have it, some people don't, some people have more of it, but just being aware and actually talking to the person, looking the person in the eye, and using some active listening and just being there for them and asking the questions that you need to, and then asking follow-up questions that actually pertain to what they actually said, not just questions that you already had in your head. Number 3, increases effectiveness. When you know exactly what someone needs, your efforts to help or provide value can be more targeted and efficient. This precision not only saves resources, but also maximizes the impact of your actions. Having the target, like knowing what they need, obviously that's going to be the easiest part, but you have to ask the questions first to get to that point. But you want to ask the questions so that way you're not just throwing things out there. Like, hey, do you want me to make these 5 videos for you? The person's probably going to say no, unless, you don't know what they need unless you ask. So some of the direct questions, one of the simplest ways to understand what someone needs is by asking them directly. Use open-ended questions that encourages detailed responses, such as, what's the biggest challenges you're facing right now? That's an awesome one. There's always some kind of challenge out there. How can I support you in achieving your current goals? That's a good one. What are you hoping to accomplish in this project? Everybody's got some kind of project out there. Like right now we're building a chicken coop. If somebody asked me what they could have helped with, probably just coming over to add value to help out building the thing. Sometimes we had some questions on, which way the roof would go, things like that. But we got it on our own. I actually asked my father-in-law a bunch of questions on how to do it, and he provided value in our life, and maybe we provided some value in his by knowing that we could get the chicken coop built to kind of the way he wanted. Like made him proud that we got the chicken coop built, and it's not a chintzy one either. So sometimes people may not be fully aware of their needs or might be hesitant to express them directly. Observing their behavior, the challenges they encounter in their work or daily life, and how they interact with others can provide insights into their unspoken needs. Watching people, observing them will help out too. So some other things, the feedback, encourage feedback in all interactions. This could be through formal mechanisms like surveys and reviews, or informal check-ins during or after completing tasks or projects. Feedback not only provides direct insights into how well your efforts meet their needs, but also highlights areas of future improvement. This is going to get you to ask better questions and be able to provide more value. Active listening, I discussed this earlier. During conversations, active listening, this means fully concentrating on what is being said rather than just passively hearing the message. This technique helps in catching nuances and understanding the root of what someone needs or desires. And it's going to let you ask better questions, because it's going to be questions on what they want, not what you think they want. By interacting with these methods into your approach to adding value, you can become more adept at recognizing and responding to the needs and wants of others. This not only enhances your ability to be helpful and supportive, but also positions you as a key contributor in both professional and personal spheres. All right, so we're gonna come up with some more questions. Let's see. We got, what challenges are you currently facing that I can help with? Pretty simple. What's something you wish you had more time and resources for? This one's going to be for your busy entrepreneurs, your busy CEOs, things like that. Like, what can I do to buy back your time? And they're probably going to say something out there that you can probably solve some problem for them. And if you get it right, you're going to probably make some money, but you're going to really provide value to them. And then in return, they will give you something in value also. It could be money. It could be their advice. It could be some of their time, because their time is super valuable. So asking the right questions can be incredibly powerful in uncovering what others value and determining how best to add value to their lives. Here are 5 open-ended questions designed to elicit meaningful response and deeper insights into needs and priorities of others. And I'm going to explain it a little bit after that. Number 1, what aspect of your work or life brings you the most satisfaction and why? This question helps you understand what drives and motivates someone, which can guide how you can support or enhance these aspects they find rewarding. Number 2, can you describe a recent situation where you felt very fulfilled and successful? Asking about a specific instance of fulfillment or success can reveal what elements contribute to their sense of achievement, allowing you to better support similar outcomes in the future. Number 3, what do you feel is missing from your current situation that, if you address, can make a significant difference? This question helps identify gaps in their current environment or processes that you might help fill. Directly adding value by solving a specific problem or enhancing an area of need. A lot of these questions are going to go kind of deep, and they're not going to be able to, most of the time, not going to answer it right away, but sometimes they will. And, like I said, it's going to take time to get through this process. And number 4, if you could change one thing about your current workflow or daily routine, what would it be and why? This is going to help you understand the pain points in someone's workflow or daily routine, and can offer insight into practical ways you can help improve their efficiency or satisfaction. Number 5, looking ahead, what are some goals or projects you find exciting but might need support to accomplish? This forward-looking question encourages others to think about future aspirations and how you might assist in turning those aspirations into realities. Now, those 5 questions are really, really good. If you could get some answers to those, you could probably provide some value within the next day or two after you sit down and think about what is going to actually help them move that needle forward for all these questions you just asked them. So these questions are designed to foster open dialogue and deeper understanding, which are critical for identifying how best to add value to someone's life. By asking these types of questions, you position yourself as a thoughtful and engaged individual, genuinely interested in making a positive impact on the lives of others. And that's the whole goal, is making a positive impact, the slightest little bit to the biggest bit of impact that you can do. Some steps to provide value, some other steps, you always got to be studying up on what you can do for yourself, and as far as like education and skills, like always continually educate yourself in areas that are valued by your community or professional field. This could include technical skills, soft skills like communication, or even topics like financial literacy or health and wellness. Health and wellness is a big one. Everybody needs help with that. You can show more empathy. Understanding and addressing people's emotional and personal challenges can add immense value just by being there. A lot of times people just want to talk and just have you listen and show empathy for what they're going through. It kind of helps them get over all the stress in their life that's going on right now. Problem solving, offer advice on becoming a go-to problem solver. This means not just addressing issues as they arise, but anticipating challenges others may face and proposing solutions and improvements proactively. So not every answer is going to be right. Not every answer is going to help them, but it will, when you're giving answers, you're going to have a good dialogue going back and forth to be able to come up with the right one. And eventually you're probably going to add value by just talking it out. Some examples of adding value: you could do mentorships, share your knowledge and experience with others, offering a mentorship or guidance, especially in areas of your expertise. It can significantly impact someone's personal and professional growth. Number 2, networking introductions. Connect people in your network who could benefit from knowing each other. This can help others build valuable relationships and opportunities. Number 3, providing resources. Whether it's a tool, a book, a course, or even a helpful article, providing resources that can help others succeed or make their lives easier adds substantial value. Volunteering, giving your time to causes important to your community, shows commitment and compassion, adding value by improving the community and supporting those needs. And so I was going to tell you a little example going back to network introductions is I was sitting at a coffee shop, and one of the guys I know was talking to another lady, and they were talking about the BNI group they were in and how they could get together and partner together with this BNI group. And then he got on a topic of Make-A-Wish Foundation, and he was trying to find a pontoon boat for this girl's wish that he was been working on for a year and a half, and no boat company wanted to sell him a boat at the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And so I turned around and I was like, so what's going on? What's going on with this boat? And he said, I'm looking for the boat. The issue is I can't find a boat that anybody wants to discount enough to where they'll still make money, but to get rid of the boat and to sell it to this Make-A-Wish Foundation for this girl to have to make her wish come true. And I was like, well, does it have to be used? Does it have to be new? And he's like, yeah, that's kind of the problem. I was like, well, find out if it could be used. I know some people that probably have a used one that want to get rid of. And so a week went by. I didn't hear anything. So I messaged him, and I was like, hey, you still looking to get that boat? And he's like, yeah. And I said, okay. So I messaged my friend. Well, I called my friend, and I told him the story about how he's trying to do a Make-A-Wish Foundation, and no dealer would sell him the boat at a discounted rate for what the Make-A-Wish Foundation could do. And my buddy's like, look, send him my way. We can either do it through our company, or we can get one of the boat dealers or manufacturers in on it, like all sorts of different things that he could do. So I was like, okay, give my buddy a call. So I gave him the number, and then a week later, my buddy calls back and he's like, hey, never heard from your guy. I was like, hold on, let me give you his number. You call him. He's a busy guy. He probably forgot he was already driving, and so he called the boat guy up, and they talked it out. I don't know what all was said. I don't know if it was a used boat, new boat. I don't know the details of it. But 2 to 3 weeks later, my buddy calls me. He's like, hey, I can't believe this is happening, but you made it happen. Just by you listening in, you connected me to your guy. We're making this wish happen. And just little small things like that, like it gives chills. Look, I got like goosebumps. If you could see him, I got little goosebumps through my body. Just little things like that makes everything worth it, that you listen for, that you talk about, that you know. Just making those little connections you'll never know whose life you're going to change. And I changed somebody's life without even, really, I didn't know that person, but through the chain of events that happened, changed that little girl's life. So that's what I got for today. And go out there, share it. If you got any value out of this, please rate the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. The more ratings we get, the higher we get to move up. And we have had more people listen to our podcast this month, so I'm super excited. More than that, so we've reached a new high. And like I said, go out there, look for it on or Spotify, Apple, anywhere you listen to podcasts. And I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Bye.